On the night of October 12, 1974, a newlywed named Arlis Perry entered Stanford Memorial Church to pray. She never came out. The next morning, her body was found inside. A scene so strange, so violent, and so ritualistic that even seasoned investigators were shaken. There was no sign of forced entry, no clear motive, no confession. Just one haunting question. How does someone get murdered in a locked church with no one noticing? This is the story of Arlis Perry, and it's one of the most disturbing crimes in California history. Arlis Perry was just 19 years old. She'd recently moved from North Dakota to California with her husband, Bruce, a Stanford sophomore. On the night of October 12th, the couple had a small argument and decided to cool off separately. Arlis said she was going to Stanford Memorial Church to pray, a peaceful sanctuary that stayed open late. At 12:10 a.m., the church security guard, Stephen Crawford, said he saw Arlis inside, alone. He asked her to leave soon as the church was closing. He locked the doors at 12:30 a.m. By morning, Arlis still hadn't come home. Her husband grew frantic. At 5:45 a.m., Crawford called police. He claimed to have discovered her body himself after unlocking the doors. But what they found inside the church was horrifying. Arlis was found sprawled on her back at the foot of the church's altar. Her jeans had been removed and forced into a praying position on her body. An ice pick was plunged into her skull. Her blouse had been ripped open. A church candle lay between her breasts, another between her legs. Her murder was not just brutal, it was theatrical. Investigators immediately ruled out robbery. Nothing was taken. There was no evidence of sexual assault in the traditional sense. The crime scene seemed symbolic, almost staged, ritualistic. But by whom? There were no fingerprints, no defensive wounds, no witnesses. And the church had been locked all night, supposedly. Rumors swirled. Some said it was the work of a satanic cult. Others suspected a psychotic intruder who hid inside the church before it was locked. But the most unsettling theory, that her killer never left. That someone had keys. That someone staged the scene after hours. Police questioned Bruce Perry extensively, but he passed a polygraph and had a solid alibi. They also investigated Stephen Crawford, the security guard. He had a shady past, including a history of falsifying police credentials. But again, no concrete evidence tied him to the murder. For decades, the case went cold. Yet whispers about the occult, secret societies, and ritual killings never faded. For over 40 years, Arlis's murder haunted Stanford. The church, once a symbol of peace, became a monument to a silent horror. If you're hooked so far, hit subscribe, because the next story might be even darker than this one. Now, back to the case. Then, in 2018, using DNA collected from the crime scene decades earlier, investigators finally had a match. Stephen Crawford, the same security guard who claimed to find her body. When police arrived at his San Jose apartment to arrest him, he shot himself. He died before he could answer any questions. But the revelation shocked the community, but also left it with even more questions. Why did Crawford kill her? Was it random? Or did he know her? Was the murder part of something larger? Or just a deeply disturbed individual staging a scene? No clear motive was ever uncovered. And while DNA gave us a name, it didn't give us a reason. For Bruce Perry, who later became a respected psychiatrist, the trauma lingered. He never remarried. And the church, still beautiful and silent, stands in eerie contrast to the violence that once happened there. Some say evil hides in the darkest corners of our minds. Others say it hides in plain sight, in churches, in uniforms, behind locked doors. Arlis Perry came to the church seeking peace. Instead, she found something far more sinister. And for over 40 years, her killer was right there, pretending to keep her safe. Thanks for watching Short Crime Stories. New crimes drop weekly. Subscribe to never miss a case.